What's up, y'all? I am Tara M. Williams. This is the Tea Time with Tarah Show. Today we have an amazing guest, and he is going to introduce himself to you all. This is the place where you have a voice and it needs to be heard, and maybe he'll even sing for us. So, how you doing, sir?
I'm all right. Hey, everybody. Thanks for having me on the show.
You're welcome.
My name is Mario, but I go by Prolyric. Prolyric is actually my stage name. I'm a singer and songwriter from St. Louis, Missouri. I'm also a chef, and yeah, that's me. A chef, a dad, a brother, an uncle. So yeah, a lot of
Okay.
hats.
Well, thank you for being here today, Mario. So, we ask all of our guests, what do you need on your journey to stalk your destiny?
So I would say what I need on my journey to stalk my destiny is I don't know, and I was thinking about that question too. So pretty much community is one because I'm
That's not one of the words to stalk your destiny.
okay. Let's go with balance. Balance.
A balanced community.
A balanced community. No. So we're gonna say balance. I'm gonna say balance because like starting off I do wear a lot of hats.
Hmm.
I do a lot of things. And for me, balance is a lot of things. Time management, um, knowing when to say yes, knowing when to say no to certain things,
So boundaries.
boundaries, balance. Well, yeah.
Hmm.
So yeah, I would say that's what I would need most
Okay.
of. Yeah, most of all.
So what about the community?
Community for one, because I am a songwriter
Hmm.
and deal with that. I'm actually part of a community of songwriters. I want to
You can tell us about that.
Yeah, I want to shout them out. I want to shout them out right quick. So I want to shout out my community, which is Writing Sessions America. You know, so it's a community-based organization of singer-songwriters, composers, but we call ourselves um, indiepreneurs.
Okay.
So indiepreneurs meaning that we are pretty much creating our own solution to fund our own projects, our own
Okay.
things. So most of us have our own businesses and things like that to fund our careers.
Okay. And so balance plays a big role in that too. If you're going to have time to write, participate, work on projects of your own and have a life outside of that as well, then balance plays a role in that too, kind of like juggling.
Right.
Okay.
Juggling. Um, Another thing with that too is finding that time to be centered, keeping I'm gonna say the communication with God. I do believe that um, without God you can't do it. You know.
Yeah, I mean, Tea Time with Tara is business and Bible basics.
Mhm.
So, hopefully, you guys know that by now. If it's your first time watching, Tea Time with Tara is business and Bible basics. And so, as an icebreaker question for the audience, I want to ask, and you can share with us too.
Okay.
What do you do in your time with God, or how much time are you spending, in the presence of God? We are Bible believers here, you know. So whatever religion you follow or whatever belief you follow, that's fine too. But how do you get into the presence of God? And in that, how much time are you spending in that? Because that's very important to balancing the rest of your life, isn't it? Or, I
It,
mean, would you say?
it is, and I would go back to a time in life. I was in a 5 year relationship, and in that relationship, we wanted to keep God in the forefront of it. You know, so we decided to be celibate and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And during that time, I wanted to be the best version of myself with God's help. So I learned about budgeting and all these different things, saying while I was going through it. But I realized that initially I wasn't spending that time with
Okay.
God like that. I wasn't in the Word. I wasn't praying. I wasn't doing those things, and that's because um, maybe I felt like everything was good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm living in Atlanta. I'm pursuing my dream and not really wanting for anything. So I
Yeah.
didn't have a reason to say, hey God, just praying and talking to God that I need this or I need you in this fashion because I was good.
Right. So you didn't have a reason to depend on him really
Right.
or worship him.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like that, even though, what I'm saying, growing up in the church, I knew those things, but I got comfortable.
Yeah, and the church doesn't teach the relationship
Right.
either. In general, churches back then did not teach, a relationship with God. It was pretty much get what you get on Sunday
Mm-hmm.
and maybe read the scripture on Monday and maybe sing something on,
Yeah.
it was just kind of like doing the routine.
Right.
Go with the rigmarole of things. So that's where you figured out how to develop your relationship more through prayer and time and talking to God.
Yeah, it was. But still, I would put a whole lot of time in working a job and doing other things.
Mm-hmm.
So I just learned how important it was that I had to actually sit and set a time.
Okay.
So I would
Yeah, be
put,
intentional about
yeah,
it.
be intentional. Like, okay, the first thing I do when I wake up is not going to go get coffee. It's not going to go do this. I wake up at a certain time and then have, what I'm saying, my time with God, my talks, my prayers, or making sure I'm reading whatever
Mm-hmm.
scripture, just to have just that time to commune with Him. And I think with doing so, it started to pretty much change me in the things that I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to be. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? It just kind of started happening because I gave it to God and I was able to see it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Come to pass.
come to pass. Yeah.
Okay. So, because now it's gonna switch the whole topic, y'all. He said balance, and I'm just like, I know Jesus ain't one of the ABCs to start your destiny, but Jesus is the reason
Yeah.
for the entire ABCs to start your destiny. And let's talk about that strategy. I know we going on balance, so if I need to come back to balance, you just let me know.
Okay.
But strategy is not one of the ABCs to start your destiny. However, I find that, and this is for you guys too. If you're working on business, you're working on dreams and things like that. In my time with God, God always leads me to strategies. He always leads me to my purpose, leads me to my business, leads me to what I need to do to get through certain things. And so, is that something like you said you became, the stuff you wanted to do or become your actual desires came to pass the more time you spend with God?
Right.
Do you feel like God helps you strategize those things too, though, like problem solving or just planning, for your future?
Yeah, and it's weird. Like for me, these things are coming like dreams or just visions or whatnot. So uh, starting off being a singer songwriter, my thing was like I'm a big like Tank fan, Jamie
Yeah.
Foxx, and everything like that. So when I think about myself being in the industry, it's being in those writing rooms or being on stage and what that looks
Mm-hmm.
like. But when I go back and pray about it or ask God about it, it's like it's something totally different than that. So I'm like, man. So um, even with help with the organization too, we're in this process to where we're pretty much working on our businesses, and this was something that
Mm.
I needed,
Right.
but wasn't expecting to go into it like right now.
Okay.
So then I sit back, okay, God, what you need me to do? How am I supposed to do this? So it's like food. You
Mm-hmm.
good at cooking? There's something that you can do with your eyes closed, and that's the bag, pretty much.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay. Then I start seeing food trucks, start seeing different things like
Right.
this, and pretty much just showing me this, then that, then this. So those are the things I'm working on. So like even right now, God gave me a vision of a entertainment company that has to do
Right.
with food,
Right.
which is a Vibe Out Entertainment, Vibe Out Food and Entertainment. I'm sorry,
Mm-hmm.
and it's pretty much an entertainment company that encompasses just those things, what I'm good
Right.
at or what I love. So
Mm-hmm.
if it wasn't for that time, what I'm saying, talking to God and praying about it, I wouldn't have had the vision.
Right.
Yeah,
All of visions,
but
because they
yeah,
keep coming.
yeah,
Gotta upgrade you faster than anything and anybody.
hmm
In terms of like showing you something new. You could just be getting started on one thing, and God will be like, "All right, but over here,
Right.
we gonna do this," Uh, so I mean, I don't want to talk too much about that with myself, but I would say the ABCs to Start Your Destiny has a photo of a plane on it,
Right.
you know, and that's intentional.
Hmm.
That was God being intentional as well, because that's one of the things, without going too far into it, that He put on my plate,
Right.
with that as well. And so you never know how far you run with one vision. I realized that today
Hmm.
actually, and the book, The ABCs to Stalk Your Destiny.
Hmm.
From that, we're doing the show.
Right.
We're doing the Tea Time with Tarah show. From that book, it's an interactive course,
Hmm.
by itself online, for adults to do. But also now it's a footstool for me to go into the schools to do leadership, and from that one book, I have 11 books. But this one, hit
Right.
the ground running, and that's something that I feel like, it takes balance, but it also takes knowing what God wants you to do with this, because this is just one thing that out of all these books, that I feel like God told me to write,
Hmm.
um, the one that seems the simplest, is the one that God is using in so many different rooms and platforms. So you just never know how He can run with that,
Right.
or how and I'll say how God can run with it, because with what I'm doing, it's not actually people running with it. It's just God putting me in different places just with this one tool. And so with Vibe Out, like you could think, okay, well, and I know you don't think this way, but I'm like, you could think, okay, well, I'm just going to do, I'm just doing what I love. I'm just providing food and entertainment. I'm just, and I think we all do that. We just kind of like pull down what we're doing and say, I'm just doing this,
Right.
uh, and in fact, we're not. We're taking this small thing and making it such a big experience for other people.
Yeah.
And I had to realize that this week also, because someone asked me, a client of mine for life coaching, she asked me about all the accomplishments that I had going on this week. And I was telling them to her. And
Hmm.
I realized, I was like, you know what? I'm telling you all this stuff like it doesn't matter. And I was like, I'm sorry. It really does matter to me. But
Right.
for you all, it's accomplishments and things to celebrate. And for me, I'm just working
Right.
every day, like this is what I did to go to work this day,
Right.
and stuff. And so it's weird to look at it from the outside looking in, to see like, no, that's major,
Hmm.
you know? And so, I mean, just so what you're talking about doing is major.
Yeah.
It's not little stuff. It's not something an everyday person just, oh, I just want to do this. People always say it all the time. Oh, I want a food truck,
Yeah.
or whatever, but not really encompassing the entire
Yeah.
of it, or the plan that God gave you with it.
Yeah, and that's how it started. Like when I started working on my business plan and doing the pitch deck, I'm thinking that okay, yeah, I'm gonna come out with this vibey, dope looking food truck.
Mm-hmm.
But then going through the process, it's like it just can't be this because you know I want to cater to the music too. So I know like the fight of a songwriter or an independent artist.
Mm-hmm.
So with dealing with music, the first thought was okay, create that platform for people like me through food. Everybody got to eat.
Yeah.
So if everybody eating, everybody listen to music.
Mm-hmm.
So combined it. But then it was like, but it's bigger than that. But it's bigger than that. But it's bigger than that. So instead of having Vibe Out Food and Entertainment be a food truck, it's a company that encompasses more than just that.
Right.
And I want to give it all
It's funny
away.
because it looks like you keep making a heart when you say
Yeah.
it. You're like, it's a company that encompasses more. It's a like
Yeah, we could say that. It's the love of music. It's the love of food, like to eat, you
right.
know?
Yeah. And I think with us people that kind of, I would say, grew up in the 90s,
Mhm.
we grew up with that feel good music,
Yeah.
from the 70s, from the 80s, from the 90s, and then the dancing music, into
Hmm.
the 2000s and so on to now. But we grew up in that space of a
Yeah.
vibe, like I know people, the young people now probably trying to create vibes, and we were a
Hmm.
whole vibe,
Oh my.
so it's kind of exciting to think about what that would feel like, that experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So say back in the day, I'm gonna give y'all a plug. So we go way back.
Oh.
I'll say we go way back. So for being in school, choir and everything together. So
And swing choir.
yeah, swing choir, dance and everything. It was cool. I got two friends that they used to call us choir boys. You know what I'm saying? D'Angelo, Walter.
Yeah.
What's up, y'all? Um, so off to the side when we singing for everybody, we was into Jamie Foxx. Like I said, he was one of the people we was into, and he had this show called the Foxhole.
The
You remember that, the Foxhole?
on Sirius XM.
No, it was a comedy show he did, but he stuck
Oh,
calling
okay.
it the Foxhole. But I think this was his maybe first
I don't remember
recorded
that.
comedy
I
special.
remember it on Sirius XM. You
Yeah,
could listen to it, I guess.
yeah. At the end of his shows, he'd bring out the piano and he'd just be kind of jamming a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So it was this thing that he did. We used to sing it, you know what I'm saying, in high school
So
for all the girls. They'd be like,
he is gonna sing for us today.
they'd be like, hey, sing, y'all. But at the time, I was a bass, so I was not a lead singer at all. So it took a whole lot of practice for
You
me to
were a
get.
bass.
Yeah, I was a bass singer. That's not lead at all. You got to be like Tevin Campbell or somebody to be
Yeah.
a lead. I was not Tevin, you know what I'm saying? But I learned about Barry White. And but anyway, so I was singing one of the songs. It was cool. We used to have fun with it. So whoever we were singing for, we just put their name in it. So you
Oh.
right here. So I'm gonna put your name in it.
Oh.
So let me see if I get it. If I can remember the song. It's from way back. See if you remember this. Terra, terra, quite contrary. How does your garden grow? Girl, I bet you I can wet you really nice and slow. But one day she, I'll tell you what the song. But one day Tara, she got tired and left me on my own. I wonder if Tara knows that I'm all alone. Hey, yeah, I started going on my mind each and every day, girl. I'm trying to fight this loneliness in a different way. But deep within my heart was empty and without a plea. I looked up and saw Tara's face, coming to rescue me, a Tara mine. And I love her, she's one of a kind. I'm thinking of her all of the time, and you'll discover divineness in oh that Tara mine. Drive me crazy. 'Cause she's my baby. Tara, Tara, quite contrary. How does a garden grow? Pro Tara in the tree. Kissing. First come love, and then come marriage, and then comes a baby in the carriage. Prolyric Jr., what's his name? He wants to be like his old man. That was his claim to fame. Oh, Tara, oh my love. Tara, Tara, quite contrary. How does your garden grow? Yeah.
Yeah, he set me up. He set me up, y'all. It's the whole setup.
Oh man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
All
You did
right.
say it, that did sound like a Jamie Foxx song
Yeah.
too.
Jamie. Shout out to
I
Jamie
don't know
Foxx.
that Jamie Foxx song, but
Yeah.
that was good.
It
But
was
did you
cool.
say his name though, Eric Jr.?
No, I said Prolyric Jr.
You said Prolyric Jr. Okay,
Prolyric Jr.
I thought you said Eric. I'm like, why did he change my name and not
Mm-mm.
Jamie Foxx's name? Okay.
Prolyric.
Oh, and prayers up for Jamie Foxx too. As we record this show right now, Jamie Foxx was hospitalized this week for a
Whoa.
brain aneurysm, or if we can't say that, a medical condition, allegedly a
Wow.
brain aneurysm. This week, so everybody is praying for him. Actually, as we record this,
Okay,
that was
prayers
days
up
ago.
for him. I
Yeah,
mean, uh, one of the most influential people to me, you know what I'm saying? It was Jamie Foxx with the singing, acting,
comedy.
comedy. Come on now.
Yes, yeah.
And yeah, I just got done watching him on Tank's R&B Money thing too.
Oh, okay.
Love that. So man,
Yeah,
I didn't know.
yeah. So thank you.
Yeah.
And that was yeah, that was beautiful and ironic,
Yeah.
which I don't believe in irony, but yeah, he is where he is. So prayers for Jamie Foxx and his
Prayers up for Jamie
family.
Foxx, everybody.
As we record this,
Yeah.
because hopefully he's much better when this airs. You know.
Yeah.
Okay. So, really can share why is balance so important? You know, you said you wear many hats, but why is that what you need on your journey to stalk your destiny?
Okay. Well, I say balance is pretty much what um I need because sometimes I'm left or right or um certain things can happen in life where I realize that I get into like this hermit type of thing. I just fall back. I have to think about what's going on and review it and think about this and try that. But without balance and knowing how to deal with that thing or whatever, I can fall back and miss out on opportunities or miss out on time, the time I could be using to research and to really get into what I'm doing. Without balance, I feel like I lose um, that time that I could be using to put toward my goals and what it is I'm trying to do.
Mm-hmm. And I would just share this for the people that are watching this. Um, that some of what he said has to do with for me it has to do with mental health and self-care and all of those different things too. So when you do have, like, every day is not going to be an amazing day, every day is not going to be a great day, a good day, but every day is not going to be a bad day. And so what some people do is they time it,
Hmm.
you know, like I try when I get upset to time it in terms of, like, if I'm gonna have one day to be upset,
Hmm.
an hour to be upset, or if I just need to throw a tantrum and get it over with.
Hmm.
I try to move past stuff as fast as I can, because when I'm mad, I'm mad,
Right.
you know. Uh, and I'm like Carrie at that point, you know. I could blow everything up and walk out of the fire, you know. I just don't care. Um, which it might not, you know. I think my bark is. I wish I could pull Oscar in on this to be like.
Yeah.
I think my bark is louder than my bite, or worse than my bite,
Hmm.
but that's how it feels, you know. And so sometimes you have to time it, you know. Like, I would just tell people, strategy wise, you know, if you're going to really engage in work,
Right.
you know, try the 4 hour method. You
Hmm.
know, give yourself 4 hours of work, do the work, get as much done as you can without thinking about it, and then give yourself time to rest as well, you
Right.
know, because we all do battle with something mentally, whether it's just I'm exhausted,
Hmm.
you know, or something just sideswiped me and now I'm confused, or, you know, whatever. If we give ourselves time, okay, this is, you know, like, I'm dealing with this right now, allow it to be okay to feel what you feel,
Yeah.
you know, in that time, and then allow yourself also to get up and get going to whatever else needed to be taken care of, you
Yeah.
know. Because people ask me all the time, like, how do you do so much, how do you do X, Y, and Z? And I'm just like, I time block.
Right.
I plan every week, I plan every month, I plan every quarter, I plan every year, you know. I plan everything out, but life still happens,
Right.
you know. And so, like you said, with that balance in place, um knowing, you know, knowing what you're allowing yourself to do, how long and when, is helpful to your success.
Hmm.
It is helpful to your better self as well, because most times too, with Tea Time with Tara, part of the story behind that is that I started Tea Time with Tara with 5 minutes, and in that 5 minutes, it was a scorching hot cup of tea from putting a glass of water in the microwave for 3 minutes, going to take a shower during that 3 minutes, coming back, and for the last 2 minutes, making the tea what I needed to be and drinking it down while it's scorching hot. If I had 5 minutes a day to do that, it was a good day.
Mm.
And the rest of the day wasn't good. But if I could do that in a day, it was a good day.
Right.
You know, and so it's kind of reprogramming your life to that. It was such an out of balanced life, but that piece mattered so much that it
Yeah.
created the balance, and that time grew and grew and grew to where I could use it to motivate myself. And I don't know if you know this about Tea Time with Tara, but
Mm.
I could use it to motivate myself, because then it grew to 15 minutes. I could use that time to motivate myself and
Hmm.
put a post on Instagram to motivate others. Then it grew to an hour, and that hour of power became God's hour, where I
Right.
was having a cup of tea, taking a longer shower than 3 minutes, and being able to sit before God, you know. And then that hour grew and grew and
Hmm.
grew, and, you know, and now we're here. you know,
Right.
to do this. And so that piece matters a lot.
It does. Again, I want to say I appreciate even just being here and you inviting me on the show too, even to get these nuggets. Um, I would say me, I love people. I love people, and because I do, I guess you could say I'm one of the good guys, and
Yeah.
we got we got what I'm saying, a big heart for our friends, our family,
Yeah.
and sometimes when we need it, we come through. We don't I don't care what's going on. You know what I'm saying? I love you. I'm gonna come and whatever it is. Hey, Mario, or friends call me Lyric, a pro. Hey, pro Lyric, I got a spider on the wall and it's scary. I need you to come get this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm going, all right, we going. I'm gonna come get the spider. You know what I'm
I'm like,
saying?
da, 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 da.
Right. And it may take me 30 minutes to get to you, 30
Right.
minutes back.
Yeah.
And by that time, if there was something I needed to do in that time, I probably missed that window.
Yeah.
So my pastor told me that you need to work on your ministry of no.
Yeah.
You need to work on your ministry of no. And that's one thing that keeps coming up. My mentor, Kevin Shine, who is the CEO of Writing Session America, he would say the same thing. Getting ourselves in position to control our no,
Mm-hmm.
just to have leverage over it. You know what I'm saying? And those were the
Yeah.
things that I'm learning. When you can say no to a lot of things, then it open up your time to do the things that you need to do.
Yeah. I had to learn that honestly over the last almost 3 years now. Um Learning how to say no. And that's why I was saying boundaries.
Yeah.
Because I realized that I was the let's go, let's go, let's
Hmm.
go, with everything for everyone, except Tara, you
Yeah.
know? And there was no time for me, and I realized that there were no no's, there was no boundaries, there was no, it was just depleting,
Yeah.
you know. Uh and then it reminded me too though that God is a God of order.
Yes.
And that's out of order,
Yeah.
because if God lives within me and I'm not good, how am I helping taking care of
Right.
everybody else? And so that was important for me. And then God told me too, he was like, stop doing what you don't want to do. And I was kind of like, well, I want to help them, don't I?
Right.
I want to do that, don't I? I think I want to do this. And God was like, stop doing what you don't want to do. And he had to show me what he meant by that. And what he was saying was, be a cheerful giver.
Hmm.
And I share that with people now. I'm just like, if you're not cheerful or happy to do X, Y, and Z, don't do it. And I mean, if you were around, you would see like when my phone rings, I shout before I answer the phone, and not in a good way. I'd be like, "Whoa, what do you want?
Right.
Why are you calling me? Hello." Because I have to get it out.
Right.
I have to get prepared to be of service to people.
Hmm.
And it's not that I don't want to, it's just that that moment my mind wasn't on other people,
Right.
So I have to get that mess out to get my heart right to answer and be of service to somebody.
Hmm.
Because I'm like, you are interrupting my time. That's crossing my boundary. Now I get to decide if I let you in or not.
Right.
And so making sure that I only say the Bible says that too. Let your yes be yes and you mean it.
Yeah.
And let your no be
No.
no and you mean that too. And I had to learn from my therapist that no is a full sentence. That's
Hmm.
it. You don't have to explain anything. I always was over explaining. I'm so sorry I can't do this. I wish I could. I really want to. Am I Tara, no. No is a complete
Yeah.
sentence. And you don't owe anyone an explanation for anything. Okay. Well, I'm okay.
Yeah.
And even with Steve Harvey, I learned, when people call you so much, or you want you to come handle X, Y, and Z, call them back in 3 days and see if they still got that same problem.
No,
I guarantee you they don't.
yeah, they don't. They found somebody else, or they even handled it themselves, so they all right.
And it's always someone else for them to call.
Yeah.
You know, uh, Something that I learned also in terms of balance and boundaries and things like that too is your emergency does not render a sense of urgency for
Right.
me. And that's what it used to be. It used to be people made everything an emergency, of course, because to them, anything's an emergency if they want you to fix it.
Right.
But your emergency doesn't render my urgency.
Mm-hmm.
And with me having an anxiety disorder, that triggers me to go like, oh, it's bad. I gotta go.
Yeah.
No, if my anxiety go up, I'd be like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
my anxiety went up. I don't owe that to you.
Yeah.
I owe it to me to do what God told me to do.
Mm-hmm.
I owe it to me to if God told me to sit here on my floor for a whole day. I'm not moving. Now, if you want to buy me food, I'll take the food. I'm getting up and going for food.
Right.
And I'm coming back to
Mm-hmm.
my place with God. And I've done that before, but I felt like the person that did it, they didn't want my time and attention. They literally just wanted to treat me to lunch, talk, see how I was doing, and they left me alone.
Mm-hmm.
And that's respecting my space.
Right.
That's treating me. Thank you. You gave me food. Let me go back to this
Yeah.
floor with Jesus. And so just being mindful of that, of self, too.
And I appreciate the ones that will need something and they'll call and say, "Hey, how you doing? Do you have not expecting for you to just do it?
Yeah.
Do you have time to see about this? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know I'm impeding on your time or whatnot." Then it's like, if it's a yes, it's a yes. It's a no, it's a no, and that's just what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I respect those people that do that. You know,
Yeah. That'd be nice, if people just ask.
just ask.
Yeah. But and I hate the small talk too. But listen, we're not gonna get into that on here, okay, y'all?
Right.
Tell you everything.
Uh-huh.
Like the small talk. Don't call people with small talk when you
Yeah.
really just want something from them, y'all. Get straight to the point
Uh-huh.
with people. Like, just be upfront. Don't beat around the bush, okay?
Then I got to come up with something. I got some eggs boiling on the stove. I got to get them. But yeah,
What?
I had to make up some excuse. It don't even be.
Oh, you had to make up
I got to be. She's like, "You got eggs?"
You got eggs
No.
boiling on the stove. I'm like,
Yeah,
what?
it's an excuse.
No.
Anything. I had to tell somebody that one day. Yeah, I got some eggs boiling on the stove. I couldn't think of nothing else to say right then and there, but that's what it was.
You're like, no.
Like, oh, okay, I'll let you go.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just to.
No, my thing is, okay, bye.
Yeah.
Yeah, they used to make fun of me if I started humming on the phone. After 2 seconds of silence, I start humming. That's how you know the call is over.
Oh man.
Because if I start humming, I'm gonna be like, okay, we're lingering. I'm good. I can't.
I got to use that.
Goodbye.
I got to start humming.
Cause I'm bored now.
Hmm.
Conversation ended. 2 seconds of silence. Okay, we're done. You're done. I'm done.
Yeah.
Now you reaching for stuff.
Right.
And so no. Let me control my time, my energy, my environment, my mindset. Because 9 times out of 10, you're going to say something that don't have anything to do with my purpose next.
Yeah, that's gonna be the people gonna listen to this, and then you're gonna realize more people just gonna start humming in the middle of those conversations.
Hey, listen.
They're gonna start humming.
That's it. I mean, and it was natural for me to do it. I just, okay, I think we're done. Like
Yeah.
I'm humming now. So no, we're good. We're done. Talk to you later. Get off the phone. So did you have any last minute things you wanted to share with the audience? Anything about balance or just anything in particular you wanted to share with the audience?
Yes, I do. You guys can follow me on Instagram at Prolyric27. I'm on Facebook too. Everything is Prolyric. You can find me. And then two, look out for Vibe Out Food and Entertainment. It's going to be so dope. I got a lot of surprises. I don't want to give it all away now, but just follow me. And yeah, two, like I sing, perform. If you got weddings or anything, you can reach out to me through Instagram too.
Well, thank you for being a guest today on our show.
Thank you for having me.
Everybody, remember, you have a voice and it needs to be heard, even if you're gonna sing. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it. Until
All right.
next time.
Next time.
put things in their proper place. And when you put things in their proper place, then you're able to see how much more time you have to focus on other things. And if your professional life, if your business life, if you're trying to make a life for yourself, if those things are not in order, then stop rushing to the comfort of a dependent person. Stop rushing to lean on someone else if you are not taking care of your own situation, your own life. And that's a really, really big distraction because we all want and need the social connection in terms of another person, in terms of love and endearment, those types of things, companionship. We need those things, but put them in proper place. And there's a saying, I think I've said it before, do what you have to do so that you can do what you want to do.